right. They've all just sort of messed that up. Oh, wow, you can see him streaming in.
Yeah, and we got Higgs that's just retired as well. So a lot of people retiring from this classic car, and especially because it's overcast, I usually find the Ferrari quite more difficult. So that's probably what people are doing, because it is quite fast. As we're starting to see people cross the line, Raw is taking pole with FTR Jogler in second, Zyron in third, Snakes in fourth, and I think Velocity's going to be in 10th, but since nobody is finished, anyone else is finished, he'll be the last of the finishers. And we've got someone that's just got disqualified for the session. So how Classic Cars is going to work is one shot quali, and it's going to be a 5-lap race, so not very long. And then once that's finished, we will go straight to the action for modern cars. And I'm quite looking forward to this season, are you?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of talent right now. There's a lot of potential in a lot of drivers. In Germany, the pre-season in Germany, it was quite a tough battle. So hopefully this shall be very close, like throughout the season. A lot of points at stake.
Yes, there are. And there's a Classic Cars Championship as well, so they want to get points in that as well. Maybe someone who's in both championships might take the double, but we will have to find out and see. We will see the early runners, but they may do well in the Classic Cars, but they may do horrible in the modern races. So the Classic Cars is kind of more relaxing. Usually a lot more people like driving Classic Cars, or it might be the opposite, but we will have to wait and see. And since it's a 5-lap race, we can see a lot more overtaking than we do when it's a normal 50% race. No, 50% race. So should be fun to watch as we're starting to see people getting ready at this stage for the race. And I hope the sound is okay. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that one, because if not I'll have to fix it, but it should be okay. Just let me know if the sound's alright. And
it sounds alright.
Oh, good. That's
to
all
me
good.
It sounds fine.
Yeah, there was a few people saying
but
sound.
Now, oh, hang on, that is a weird. Oh, there we go. So we wait now for the 5 lights. There they are. Someone's already left. There they go. Rizzlers and Joggler. Oh my god, it's already carnage. Rizzlers, Joggler and Cheesy Train looks to have got away unscathed, but at the back you can see absolute carnage. Raw Rizzlers already getting a lead massively, and then following behind is Joggler and Cheesy Train. Cheesy Train has spun out already. That is unbelievable. So Joggler and Rizzlers are, I think, the only ones that got away completely unscathed. Velocity moves up to 3rd then. That was absolute insanity at that start. I cannot believe not everyone got caught up in that. They are very lucky. Velocity and Coffee up by 7 positions from where they started, possibly avoiding that carnage. Rizzlers and Joggler then still leading, followed by Velocity, Coffee and Cheetah. Cheetah having a bit of a train almost forming behind him in 5th position. That sound of the engines as they go past, unbelievable. Coming up
very nice.
Yeah, it is amazing. Coming up to turns, I forgot to load up a track map. But there's Emerald getting a 2-second time penalty. Unfortunate for him. He's been slipping a bit with this new game. I'm going to wonder if he's going to struggle a bit. Hopefully not, as a lot of the drivers there go wide, coming around the last section of the track. More drivers hitting the dirt trap. Rizzlers coming around then for the first time to cross the line of this 5-lapper. He's still in the lead. Joggler still in 2nd position, and Velocity still holding on to 3rd, but is he at risk from Coffee? He cuts Coffee off, but Cheetah comes out of nowhere, takes Coffee's spot. He tries and edges way in. That looks like he's done that quite well. Coffee and Emerald, that seems to almost be a thing. Emerald following closely behind Coffee. Looks like he's going to try and edge his way further and further to the back of Coffee and try and take that spot by the end of the lap.
Yes, a lot of battles already forming, and it will be interesting to see who are the early front runners going into this Classic Cars. And Raw Rises is already doing so well, but we got Joggler right behind trying to catch up as well. Velocity seems to be losing a bit of pace at the moment between second, but that means he's quite further behind. But we've still got Cheetah trying to battle with Velocity. Is he going to get the move done? He looks like he does. He's up into P3, so Cheetah, great move there. And we got Coffee trying to fight as well. So three-way battle with the Ferraris. They have a equal pace, so should be oh my god, there's carnage. He is spun.
Velocity looks like to have made the move on Coffee, but I think he just tapped the back of him and just spun. So this is the carnage that can happen in these cars. They're very difficult to control if you don't know how to control them. Dustin trying to fill that gap between him and Coffee and get up on him. Coffee behind Cheetah then. He's on the outside. Cheetah, sorry, defending on that inside line into turn 1.
Whoa, this is getting insane. Soon there'll be 4 wide because there's 4 cars. How they're going to do it 4 wide, I don't know. But they seem to manage to have done it. So maybe Cheetah could be under pressure soon because Coffee's about 3 tenths. And Snakes has left the session. I don't know what happened. I think he's watching it anyway. But anyway, so we've got Cheetah trying to gain on Coffee to see if he can defend. He's got to do some defending here. Clone Troop not doing too bad either, already up in P5 as well. I think that's what the main action we're seeing at the moment is through the top 6. Everyone else has spread the gap, and Rockers has retired, so we lost our second person of the session then. So maybe he could do much better in the modern race, which we'll have to wait and see. But we got
Coffee
another funny.
that's him gone. Coffee again, that quick left right through 15 no, not 15 and 16, 11 and 12. He's just not quite got that. So now that leaves Dustin, Clone Troop and Cheetah in 3rd, Dustin in 5th. There's a small train between them two. Obviously Cheetah is 11 seconds behind Joggler. There's already a massive gap, and Joggler sort of slipping away from Rizzlers. He's not being able to catch up to him. So into turn 1, Cheetah goes. He's going to have to go for a defensive move again. Clone Troop behind him. He's trying to make that move on what would be the DRS zone of coming up to turn 3. Now goes into the back of him. Not too much contact. They have to both run wide. This has let Dustin sort of catch up a little bit, but not enough to make a move.
Not enough. We will be keeping an eye on those, but they've got 1.5 laps to go to see if they can do it. And Ninja just set the fastest lap of the race so far. These cars definitely can pull some speed. And this is one of my favourite cars of the game, the Ferraris, and it's absolutely fun to drive this. Another time penalty from Juggler then. So maybe it could decide the race, possibly. And even if he takes the lead, Riders will probably still be there. But we don't know what the penalties are like until we see the final few laps, as we've got Clone Troop still on over the back of Cheetah. Let's see if he's going to make a move down.
That's Dustin out again.
Oh, that same corner.
I keep making a mistake. 11 and 12, yeah, that is not a lot of drivers. I think that's going to be a struggle in the modern cars. But Cheetah still behind Clone Troop, trying to chase that gap, and Cheetah has spun.
That was
so that's him gone also.
No, he's not gone yet.
So Emerald has sort of slipped through.
He's not gone yet.
Emerald has sort of slipped through. That's going to let... He's not out.
But he is weaving all over the place.
But Clone Troop is up into 3rd.
He is weaving all over.
Emerald is up into 4th.
Wow. So Clone Troop has gained 12 positions from his qualifying spot. That is pretty amazing. Risers and Joggler pretty much stayed where they are. So I think they were roughly one of the only people to gain advantage over this. Emerald in P4. The gaps are now pretty much settled at the moment, except for 1st and 2nd. But again, Joggler's got a time penalty. Zyron has got a time penalty as well. So seeing the classic car race, we already seen which corners are difficult to overtake and which ones are finding it easier to overtake. But in the modern cars, you've got a lot more to handle with, which we'll find out pretty soon. Going into this, we've got we will tell you as much as with Ninja's gone as well. So already we've got
the Rizzlers.
We've got 5.
Rizzlers coming around the final corner.
Yes, he is, and he's going on to win. He's going on to win the classic car race round number 1, and he'll take the lead of that championship. Can he capitalise on that, and can he take a win on the modern cars? We shall see. But Joggler, great result from him at P2. That result didn't affect him at Clone Troop. What a great drive from him. Up 12 paces up into P3. Emerald not too bad from him either. He is gained 3 positions. And Cheetah looks like they're having a final battle with Higgs bossing and on. What a name. Let's see if they can hold on. Looks like Cheetah will gain the position. Well, will retain that position, sorry. And is...
K out of nowhere.
I think Higgs Bosson had a time penalty. Or...
okay, so Boson is stuck in 7th then.
Yep, he is.
Oh, and chicane!
Oh, I just caught that just in time. But luckily, he still finished. But he just bottled it on the line. So, he will be still classified. And Snake will take the final podium. Or 10th. Oh, what a race. What an exciting start of the season. Will this translate to the race, the modern race? We've got Rizzlers, who has won by a good amount, actually. 3 penalties for Juggler, 6 seconds, wow. Oh, maybe not as clean for him, but Clone Troop in 3rd, Emerald in 4th, Cheetah in 5th, Kaya was in 6th, Higginbosson in 7th. Did he get a penalty? We'll see. Yes, he's got 2 seconds.
He got a lot, yeah.
Yep, Zyron in 8th, Chicane in 9th, and Snakes in 10th. And and Chicane was classified, thank goodness. But here are all your non-finishers then, from 12th downwards. So we've had 5. Hopefully we'll have less in the normal race, but we will find out as I think the lobby is going to be set now for the modern race, and we're going to get more people in there as well, because I think we've got a full grid coming up. So not everyone takes part in the classic race, of course, but a lot more will be taking part in the modern race. So we'll just wait for those to get inviting for that. So what do you think of that race, Tom?
I mean, 5-lappers are always very unpredictable. There's a lot of variables that can happen in a 5-lapper, and it also depends on the car. Obviously, it was in the 2004 car, I think. On the pre-season, we was in the 76 car, I think. We was one of the older Ferraris. So a lot of people couldn't, like, they just kept spinning. Obviously, being a car from the 70s, it was very unstable. But, you know, in terms of actual racecraft, it was very good on how they managed that start, though. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah.
But in terms of how people recovered and how it went, I think they managed it quite well. But hopefully, in the modern cars, it will be a lot cleaner. Not saying that everyone's dirty, but in terms of the fact that, you know, accidents and stuff are going to be quite a bit rarer. So
we shall have to find out as the lobby is being set then for the modern cars. This is going to prove to be interesting, because F1 2018 has brought a lot of changes to the way, the handling, how they manage the tyres. Especially the tyres can catch people out as well, because if you get your tyres a bit too hot, you can lose a bit of grip. So maybe they got to be more careful with their tyres this time, and strategy could be different to what we've seen in Season 1.
Yeah, well, the thing with tyres, it's you also got you got the outer layer of the tyres, and then you've also got the inner layer of the tyres that you've got to manage as well. Now, if they get too hot, they're going to start affecting the outer part of the tyre, and that can massively hinder you. You know, if it's too hot, I think you can start spinning. You know, your tyre wear is just going to skyrocket. But as you said, new handling models, stuff like that. It's a lot faster. In fact, there's in some places a bit different. I know that they're not Australia. Australia's the same, but on some of the tracks, places that were flat out are no longer flat out. It's just changed some things that I think are going to catch some of the drivers out just a little bit by surprise. Hopefully not too much though.
Yes, hopefully not too much. And I think we just found out as well from the classic race, our champion from the modern cars didn't score any points in the classic. So maybe it could be the changing the old guard here to see who can take the championship this season. It's still early days, but usually the first race shows who are the front runners. But we've also got some other changes as well. They've also got to manage their tyres, and also the new ERS system has come into play as well. They've got to manage their batteries as well, and it is not automatic. They'll have to do it themselves, and if they don't let that battery charge as much, then once the crucial overtaking move happens, they won't gain as much speed. So it is up to the drivers to see how they managed that, and if they could manage that to perfection. It's all about the harvesting and stuff like that, but they just got to make sure they don't go below the certain threshold to do that. I usually find it quite difficult as well. I wonder about you, Tom, when you're racing. And
I mean, I sort of practice a lot, but like ERS management, there's like different techniques you can pull, stuff like that, that can help you a lot. I mean, I'm okay with management. I never have to sort of recover, as it were. I can always balance it between halfway and full, because yeah, again, it depends on the track. If you was at Monza, if you're not on the straights, you know, keep it in low or none, just to keep.
yes, I agree that. Oh wait.
I love it when my microphone cuts out. But as I was saying, you know, keep it on the straights. You know, you want to stick it in overtake mode, just so you can literally overtake the car ahead of you. But even if you're like on your own, just stick on overtake to further that gap. So if you do have to start recovering, you can make up time from that. You know, I've also found that saving fuel. You don't have to do it now. It's small. You're playing around with the ERS a lot more than the fuel. So I think that's going to take people by surprise.
That's what I found when I was racing in career mode. I used more the ERS than the fuel. But maybe a few people could use the fuel to their advantage. But again, they can't be too complacent if they mess up with the fuel too much. But I think whilst we're at it, whilst we're waiting for the lobby to start, I think we should go through the lineup of who's racing this season. We've got quite a few faces we know from last season, but we also got some new faces as well. We've got Chicane and Clone Troop in the Sauber. Chicane was our reigning champion, so we're going to see how he does this season. Hopefully he can score some decent points. I think he's aiming for a double champion. We'll see. And we've got Revolution and Dustin in the Ferrari, Emerald and Velocity in the Renault, Baymon and Catalogical in the Force India. Now that's my favourite car to drive on the game personally. Jack Harrison and Kayawaz in the Red Bull. Risers, who run the classic race just out, is in the Haas with Snakes. Adam Lee, and I don't know how you pronounce this name, Deadland, there we go, Deadland in the Williams. Limitless, don't get confused with the Limitless we see. It's Zyron Limitless, not the one you usually know, Toro with Ninja. Hartley in the Mercedes with Cheaty Train, what a name, and the Legend Teacher and Higgs Bosson in the McLaren. So we've got a full grid, but will they all turn up? I think we've got a few people that can't make today, but we've got a lot of drivers ready to have some very good action today. Who's your money on for this first race?
I mean, Rizzler's managed that race, the classic cars quite well. On the pre-season, Clone Troop managed to be quite dominant. So I think it's going to be quite close.
It is. I've seen Clone Troop. Oh, sorry. Carry on.
No, I was done.
Oh, were you? Oh, because you were saying But anyway, I've seen Clone Troop in a few races before, in a few leagues before. Not naming names, obviously. And he's always ones that does very well for the middle of the grid or a different place on the grid, and then he goes and overtakes like mad and possibly gains the win. So for him, I don't think he needs to start on pole. He could just go from like a midfield position and possibly still get a podium. So he'll definitely be one to watch out for today. But we've got a range of tyres on offer, and I think we're just about to get started. Yes, we are. We're getting a few people about to ready up now. Modern car racing, it is going to be short qualifying. It has changed from F1 2017. It used to be 12 minutes and now it's 18 minutes. So how often they go out, it's up to them, but 2 times I don't think
you can fit in 3 stints.
Yes.
So you can do it. So you can do an outlap. You can do about 2 fast laps, and then I'd say put 1 banker lap out just to test another tyre. But yeah, so it's a lot longer than it used to be.
Yes, but that means in their first lap they just get their feel of the track maybe in the first lap and see what they can do. Not pushing too much on the fuel on the tyres, because the fastest tyre that they qualify on will be the one that they use for the race if they qualify in the top 10, of course. So maybe they may want to conserve it in the first stint, but then as they go towards the second and final stint, go full out. Yes.
That'll be Cheetah. That'll be Cheetah out first. We'll go on board with him for the track guide. But Albert Park, it's quite a fast track. You know, it's you have to keep the power down for a lot of the course. It's the corners are specifically like quite flowy. I know for a fact that there's going to be 1 or 2 parts of the track where it's quite slow. For instance, at the end of Sector 1. But other than that, it's very fast. It's faster than what it used to be. I know that for a fact. And I'm getting a rev glitch. Fantastic.
I think I'm getting a rev. I think I'll be getting rev glitches as well. I think on one of the races I commentated this week, I got loads of rev glitches. I think they haven't fixed that yet, but apparently there was an issue in 2017, but not as much as 2018. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're gonna ignore the rev glitch, and we're still gonna bring you some very good racing, because I think most of them seem to be all right, but we have a few that are going. Why did I say that? I don't know. But so
no, it happened. It happened in like the pre-season. It was a bit annoying, but I learned to live with it. I just stuck on the cars that weren't there. But Cheetah coming around the final corner, so let's go on board with him as he starts his qualifying. He comes around the final corner now. He opens up his DRS up through the gears, going into turn 1. Now you want to go for about 5th gear here, braking just above 100 meter board, hitting that little left curb on the left and opening the power up into turn 2 for the second part of the DRS, up towards turn 3, braking just before the 100 meter board, touching the curb on the right and trying to narrowly avoid the curb on the left. Then coming up to turn 4 and 5. 5 is completely flat out now, if you can do it in the correct line. And that is the end of Sector 1, braking just before the 50 meter board, keeping it in 4th. Don't know why she kept it in 3rd there. You want to touch that curb on the left so you can get a lot of power out of there as well. Coming up to turn, I think, 9 and 10? Yeah, 10. You want to go that in 3rd and then put the power down again. And you want to hook on the inside here to get... You want to try and... You can get about a 10th if you go on the inside. Now, turn 11 and 12. We saw a lot of drivers struggle in here. You can take this in 7th gear, come off the throttle and then instantly go back on to go into what is now the 3rd DRS zone, braking just before the 50 meter board into turn 13. Coming out of turn 13 into 14. You want to hit the curb on the left. You want to even get a lot of power out of there. Now braking just before the flag marker, the flag board there, and then follow around in 4th or 5th gear around the final corner. And then that sort of area is very tricky as well, but coming around that final corner across the line to go 121.6, very fast indeed from Cheetah.
That was a good lap from him, keeping on the power, but again I think he was just saving his energy, and I think he'll probably go faster towards the final few stints as well. But interestingly, I think I've got a commentator's curse already started, because I was talking about Clone Troop earlier, thinking he will do well, but he hasn't even set a lap time, and he's retired from the session, so don't know what happened with him, because we obviously were on board with Cheetah. So look, he'll be starting from the
Rizzler's has just gone the fastest, so that's not Cheetah down to 3rd. Sorry to cut you off there, but Rizzler's got a 120.8 exactly. Dead on 120.8. Drogola behind him 121.6, but that's moved Cheetah down to 3rd position. Rizzler's did quite alright, I think, in the classic race. Could we see him be quite dominant here in the modern race as well?
That was that didn't really help his lap time there, but luckily I think it was on his in lap, so it's all right. He's already gained a lap time, but if he was on another lap, then that would have costed him quite a lot. But we can't see the fuel mixture this season, which is quite difficult to find out if they're actually on a lap or not. But
yeah, that annoys me.
that does annoy me. But I think we've got the tyres we got on offer today are the Ultra Softs, the Soft, Super Softs and the Softs. A lot of people will be qualifying on the Ultra Softs, with a few on the Super Softs. And Emerald, 5 place grid penalty. I've never seen that in
Chicane.
seasons. Oh, chicane, what a lap.
So Emerald has been disqualified, so I know what happened. He's probably spun, tried to go back onto the track, but his countdown was going the wrong way, so he's been disqualified there. But Chicane just went fastest there, with a 120.3.
That is
quite far, a little bit faster than Rizzler's there. Unbelievable.
But don't forget, Chicane is our reigning champion, so he's not letting Rizzler's go away that easily. He didn't do too well in the Classics race, but he's probably going to forget about it and move on to the modern car race, which I think is very important. If you do quite bad in the Classics race, you need to forget about it. You need to clear your mind and make sure you do well in the modern race, and vice versa. But I think a few people are going into the pits right now, with a few setting on their outlaps. I think we've got Dustin going on an outlap as well, so he's chosen to go a bit later. So with Klein Trick, Cheesy Train and Emerald, them not qualifying in the top 10, they can choose whatever tyre they want. So maybe they will use it to their advantage and maybe qualify on the Super Softs or the Softs and see if they could maximise that potential. We don't know what the weather's going to be like, so we don't know what's the best tyre to be out at the moment, and see if strategy...
Those watching, because it looks a bit grey, those clouds look very dark indeed. If it is wet, do let us know in the Twitch chat, because we don't know. We have no idea what the weather is, and we probably never will. Unless
the drivers tell us, but in all leagues I've commentated for, I say to them, oh, can you tell us? They never do. So they want us to keep it a surprise, which makes it good for racing, I expect, because in real life, obviously, you won't know what the weather's going to be like until the day of racing. So they've got to prepare for all weathers. They can't just practice in time trial for dry weather and that's it. I've seen people that have done that, and then in their first race, they had to deal with wet conditions, and they never dealt with wet conditions before. So if they learn to deal with...
I mean, I know people that for some reason practice wet in Abu Dhabi. I have no idea why, because it has never been wet in Abu Dhabi. It's the desert. But, you know, it's always good to be prepared.
Unless it's like a custom lobby where they set it as wet. But if it's...
Oh, yeah, but that will never happen in the real world.
No, it won't. Just like Bahrain as well. In Bahrain, it never rains unless it's like a monsoon or something. So,
yeah.
In Bahrain and Abu Dhabi, you can probably count yourself lucky to just practice in the dry, and you should be fine. But in all the other tracks, you gotta make sure that you practice for all types of weather, just to see how they manage it. So maybe get a few dry runs in. That's your main focus, but also get runs in all types of weather to make sure that you are prepared for the race, because you don't want to do so well in the dry, but then when it comes to wet, you're absolutely bottling it, as I should say. So we've got a few more people going on their outlaps, like Chicane, and I think Rizzler's is going on their outlaps as well. We'll go
on board with Rizzler's.
Yeah, we'll go on board.
Let's see if he can push. He's on the Ultras now. He was on the Super Softs. To get second on Super Softs is quite a mark of remarkability. I don't know if that's a word. It's a word now. I made it a word. But remarkable, that's the word. It's quite remarkable that he was able to get second on Super Softs. But he's on the Ultra Softs now. He's coming around the final corner. Let's go on board with him just to see how he does. Can he get that top spot? Can he swipe it from Chicane?
Ooh, oh.
He starts his lap now.
Yep, he's about to start his lap. It looks a bit... excuse me. Oh!
Oh, never mind.
Commentator's curse
He's
right
managed to
there.
save the car, though. I don't think too much damage.
No.
I don't think too much damage, because I can't see any debris on the track.
I think...
But...
I think he must have broke a bit too late, I think. Or hit the throttle a bit too early.
What he did, I know what he did, because a lot of drivers you can do it. You have to be very careful. On turn 1, there's a bit on you can go on deep, very deep on the inside. You can almost cut it, pretty much. and then on that little curve bit on turn 2, you just follow deep on that curve. But what I think he went too wide on there, hit the grass and spun. So it doesn't look like he has too much damage. I can't see any damage on his front wing, but he's probably going to set up another one because he's on ultras, so they'll die quickly anyway. But yeah, very unlucky. That looked to be a good. He already beat Chicane, I think, on that first corner alone, because not many people do that go for that technique of going quite deep onto turn 1 and following it around. You have to be very careful. You have to be in the right gear, the right differential. By the way, it's 90% differential 5th gear. but yeah, you have to be quite careful when going in turn 1, because too wide you lose too much time. Too deep and you could spin.
Yes, so what a shame from Risers, but I think he's going out again. I thought he would go to the pits, but no.
Yeah, he's starting it again.
I think he's got enough
No,
fuel.
he is.
Can he take turn 1 cleanly this time? Yes, he does.
He's done it. He has.
He does that very well. Very, very clean and very fast
Another,
as well. So
another technique that drivers should be doing, and I don't know why they've not picked up on this, is the way overtake and the way hot lap works. They can work hand in hand very well together. So the way hot lap works is the reason why it's so fast is because it punches the acceleration way up. So you just go up the gears so quickly. But once you get to gear 6, if you switch it to overtake, it bounces the top speed up, so you can go even faster. So once you go into like a long straight, quite long section of the track, if you punch it up to gear 6 and then switch to overtake, you can get a little bit faster on the track. I think you can get like 2 tenths or something out of that, as opposed to keeping it in hot lap. You'll use more ERS, but it's worth it, I can guarantee you.
that is a good technique actually, which I'll probably use when I do my career mode soon. But as Riser's crossing the line, it's looking fast. It's definitely looking fast. Let's see what he does. Oh, by about...
He does not improve.
He's about... I think he did improve slightly, but 120.3.
He did, yeah, he didn't do it enough. He was on 0.8, he's now 0.3. He's just behind Chicane. He is improving. I think I know exactly what that is. Had he not spun on turn 1, his tyres would have been a lot cleaner. His tyres would have been a lot smoother.
He will need to go out again.
His tyres will be too dead now. He'll probably have to sprint back in the laps and sprint back into the pits and get another one out as quickly as possible. His tyres were just too worn out. That crucial now. It is that precise with the tyres.
I think so. And like we said, tyres are trickier on this game due to heat, and possibly Risers would get a bit too much heat in his tyres going through the last few corners there, but it is very close lap, to be honest, so they're still quite close. But usually in more drier conditions we usually see people in the 119s, but due to the amount of mist and fog that we're seeing, then I think the 120s could be there. But I'm not surprised if Chicane could find a few tenths to get into the 119s, but we'll have to wait and see. We've got a few more people going into the pits, as we've seen. Rockers seems to be struggling there today. I don't know what's happening with him, but I think we've got Ryan just about to go on his out lap at the moment. But what I find about this track is you got to make sure you follow your stints correctly. Make sure you don't use those tyres. And what we like about this game actually is we can actually see how long they've been using their tyres as well. So that is what I like. Good on you, Codemasters. I like that. So we can see, especially in the races, we can see who would benefit from these overtaking moves, which will be nice, as we got a few more people going their out laps now. And I think I won't be surprised if the top 3 could be going on their out laps soon. But I think if you want to maximise power, I think you need to go out again, don't you?
Yeah. I think... See, I never used to do this until I watched the video on YouTube on why they do it. But drivers going out like 2 minutes before and then crossing the line on qualify, like when qualifying ends and then crossing the line, I used to just do 2 and leave it at that. I used to do 2 laps, do 2 like fast laps, and then just do whatever.
See what happens.
But the reason is now, the reason is now, like the reason why I now do it on the line is like go out 2 minutes before is because the track over the time gets stickier and stickier the more it is used by, as I say that, Zyron has spun out a bit, but the track will get stickier and stickier over time. So,
and it could stickier over time, so you could gain more grip through the corners as well.
Microphone cut out again. Fantastic.
Doesn't matter about that. I was able to get a glimpse of what you just said, but if the track gets stickier, you're able to get more grip, and the track speeds up a little bit, and the lap times will get increasing. So if you don't go out, in the last few minutes of the session and just wait until the end, it just doesn't work. And that's probably my biggest mistake in career mode. I just go do a few laps and that's it. But I think after seeing this, I think definitely go out about 3 minutes, 2 minutes before, get a few laps in.
You want to do it so you are the last car to cross that line.
Yes.
That's why in real life you'll always see the Mercedes and the Ferraris and the Red Bull cross the line last, because they're that precise as to know when qualifying finishes and when to cross the line. Because obviously the track will get warmer over time where it's being used, but if it's too hot, it damages the tyres. It's that precise now, but it's not in this game. I don't think it can handle that much. But we are on 1 minute 30 left of the qualifying session.
A lot of people have
Chicane
gone out.
on his fast. Yeah.
But I think we've got Zyron and Coffee still in the pits there, so that looks like they're going to stay where they are, and all Risers are still in the pits as well. That is a shocker, isn't it? I thought he was going to go out again and challenge Chicane for pole, but looks like he thinks second will be enough, but I'm a bit worried he's going to drop positions from Joggler and Cheetah going into the last 50 seconds or so. And Zyron has decided to call it quits, so is Cheetah. But I think we're on board with Chicane there. I think maybe he's seen Rises retire from the session. Maybe he may afford to put his foot off the pedal a little bit, or is he going to try and get a faster lap? I don't see drops of rain, or it might be just me, it's just the sun going out. But the track is getting more good with visibility, so Chicane's going to cross the final few corners, and he's gone
wide,
and he's got time for final lap. So even if he sets a lap time, oh my God, what is going on?
He's done that on purpose. He went wide, so he knew he busted his lap, but he's still holding pole. Rizzlers can't come back because he's pitted.
And neither can.
I think the only person
Joggler.
that could come back is Velocity. If he can, no, he's busted that as well. Dustin, can he fight?
Let's see. No. Oh, Dustin. Oh, wait a minute.
No.
And how?
No, I think so. We're working for Rockers now.
Rockers. We'll see how he does. Maybe he might pull a surprise out of the bag. But his lap is not looking.
K is in front of him, so he'll cross the line first. But it looks to be that Rockers is on a flyer of a lap.
I think has he put the party mode on or something on the engine, as the Mercedes engines have? Oh, that's only...
Okay, we've got news. The race will be wet. It will be wet conditions.
Oh, at least actually telling us.
This will beg the question: is have they changed their setups for wet? Obviously, some driver will just look at the track, see if it's wet. No, I'll just go out. But some drivers will look and see, oh look, it's raining in the actual race. Let's get a wet setup for the race, and let's not worry about qualifying because I'll be faster. If people do use dry setups, which can make an insane amount of difference. Was that Rockers?
Yeah, Rockers didn't go
K crosses the line. Yeah, Rockers. Yeah.
He didn't improve. So Chicane about to start his championship. He's gonna hopefully retain the championship, and he is definitely on form at this stage by saying a very good pole lap with a 120. I didn't see what it was. 1.20.2. Right, Rizzlers, 54,000 separating between those two. So we'll definitely be watching out for those two in the race. Joggler is in third with 4 attempts. All the top four are separated between 5/10 of a second. Close indeed. We've got Zyron in 5th, Dustin in 6th, Rockers in 8th, 7th, Coffee in 8th, Velocity in 9th, and K was in the top.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think during this season,
if they,
I will pronounce these
if the names are just too difficult, yeah, if the names are too difficult, I just look for the shortest part. So, Higgs, Boson, I just say Boson, GZ, K, and there is the wet. But yeah, K, I just say K because it's just easier.
It looks like
but there is the wet.
It looks like intermediate conditions.
Oh yeah, definitely. It is in no way flood worthy, but I think it's going to remain. I'm guessing it's going to remain inters. It doesn't look that bad. I mean, in qualifying, it looked a bit grey.
Yeah.
But hopefully not too much.
Hopefully not. But maybe that's why some of the guys maybe did not set a lap in qualifying. Maybe they think they may do better in the wets because there may be people in
I know
front.
for a fact that those who use a wheel versus those who use a pad, it's a lot less equal now. I know that last game there were complaints about medium traction and stuff like that, but people on a pad and people on a wheel, there's still a bit of a gap. If you're in the wet, even if you like no assist at all, a wheel versus a pad is still a bit quite a bit of a gap. Over time, a wheel will be a bigger advantage, but we go for the formation lap now. Genuinely thought we was going to go for the race. I don't know why.
Yeah, because not many races I commentate on do formation laps, but I think they seem to be working out now, and I think a lot more social races I took part in now have formation laps, and maybe that will make it's good to see that actually, because they'll be warming up their tyres as much as possible during the race. And we are seeing it's giving us an opportunity to see what tyres, especially the bottom lot have set. Oh no, it's inters. Oh my god, my brain's not working today.
They're all gonna be inters.
Oh my god.
But we can see chicane just stopped there for a second, and what he did, it's warming up the tyres. As I said, tyre management, and as you said, tyre management is a lot more difficult. So in the wet, I can see the tyres getting very cold very quickly, especially in places like Australia, Russia, Britain,
hot tracks.
I think this is the thing. Cold tracks as well. So where it's going to rain a lot is where a lot of management is going to have to come into play. Last game it was, it'll be fine. Just drive fast and hard. But now you have to. Don't get them too hot, don't get them too cold. They have to be perfect at all times. But chicane, sort of Tokyo drifting around that corner, that was amazing. But
he's coming around. He is good in the wet, not gonna lie.
Yeah. I can see a lot of the drivers. I can see possibly bottom 10. Maybe some of the top. Some of them might struggle in the wet. We've seen how they drive in the dry. But this completely changes the fact because it is in the wet. But we can see them lining up for the grid now. We can see K's Red Bull there.
Stationary. But
I think he just didn't move on the formation lap, so he got disqualified.
I think he binned it in one corner and he got disqualified. So it's it's not like he'd be stalled or anything. It's like if you crash in a formation lap, boom, you're back in the grid again, which you'll probably gain a disadvantage than the others because the others have warmed up their tyres, whereas you haven't. So don't bottle it in the formation lap, please.
But we now wait for the 5 lights.
We are seeing it. 5 red lights.
And away they go.
And it
looks very stalled. I don't know why. Chicane looks like he's got a decent start. Joggle and Rizzler's losing second position already down into 5th. Cheetah up into 2nd. Chicane still leading into turn 1. Looks like pretty clean so far. Coming into turn 2. Zyron has sort of backed down a bit. I'm seeing yellows in the background there. I don't know what happens there. Chicane still leading into turn. Well, I think that's 3. Let me just I just need to get the track map up. I've completely forgotten how this works. Okay, so it is turn 5 now. Chicane still leading. Cheetah up into 2nd. Joggler into 3rd. Dustin up into 4th. Don't know what happens with Rizzlers there. He started in 2nd and moved all the way down to 6th. I think he had a bit of a moment there. Managed to recover and is now trying to work his way back up. The gaps are already quite big. I'm seeing Rizzers, yeah, he's only 3/10 of Ryan. He's trying to catch back up. Ryan spinning out a bit. He's having to play defensive already into turn 10. I'm showing yellow flags in sector 2. I'm not sure what has happened there. That'll be Snakes. He's binned it. Cheesy's binned it, and so as Boson. They've all had to sort of recover. I think they all sort of messed up turn 9 and 10. But their chicane, as we see, coming out of 11 and 12. There's Joggler right behind Cheetah, going on the outside. He's being pushed wide by Cheetah. Good defensive move from him. Cheetah already thinking 2 steps ahead of Joggler. Joggler sort of slowly falling behind a bit. So the salvo of chicane coming across that final corner and crossing the line to complete the first lap of 29 in the lead. Cheetah up by 2 positions up into second. Joggler retaining third for the first lap. Ryan up by 1 position where he was. Dustin up by 1, but Rizzler's down by 4. He's all over the back of Dustin. He's able to keep faster, but Dustin, I think he went into the back of him and it sort of hit him a bit. Unfortunate there. I don't want to see that sort of stuff, but we can see Ninja up into the side of Dustin, up into 8th position. So Rizzers is trying to climb back up into the top 5. He's done so. Can he get back into 2nd position? I'm not sure. What are your thoughts?
What very, very intense these first few laps can be, and I've seen a few people, I think, struggle in these wet conditions, so maybe they haven't practiced as much, but Clone Troop is doing not too bad either to get into the point so far, but I think Rizzers has got to play his mind game now and damage limitation going to it, but he wants to gain as much points as possible, and he's about 4/10 between him and Zyron. Zyron was struggling, and maybe Rislers could take more an advantage here. DRS is disabled and all Zyron! Ryan has gone caboose.
He is not managing these wets at all, and yeah, so in Monza, in real life, I think Grosjean out of nowhere just span on the straight. That's happened there. What you can get standing water aquaplaning basically, and it's a lot less visible now. It's very hard to sort of judge that. So when you aquaplane, you just lose the car. So you learn it gets drier the line you take, but that's going to be quite difficult to maintain, I think. But chicane still in first.
Yes, but I think we've got Ryan is also having some difficulty trying to hold off of him, and also I think Rockers is catching up as well. 6/10 separating him. He's gaining a bit more speed in the corners, but I think we've got Ryan trying to catch up to Rizzers now, so let's ride on board with him. Very, 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 very close indeed, but the DRS is now disabled in these wet conditions, so usually people rely on the DRS, but they can't in these conditions, so they got to rely on the ERS and see if they gain their speed. Now let me just get the ERS up to see how they're using it. We can't see what type of ERS they're using, unfortunately, but we can see.
We can.
Can we? Sorry.
Yeah. So you see that? Yeah. You see that little number on the bottom right.
Yeah.
So 4 right. That's what it is. So 0 is none, 1 is low, 2 is medium, 3 is high, 4 is overtake, and 5 is hot lap. By the way, a little tip: in the rain, because of the way traction works, you can run a higher ERS in the wet. You can run it way higher because of how the recovery system works. So for the 8 people that are watching who are racing, try and get an advantage there. Come on. But yeah, so we can't see what they're on, but we can tell by the numbers.
Thank you.
But yeah.
It's still
bringing you all the updates.
Yeah, this is my 2nd race I've commentated on this game, so I don't know much about the spec.
Oh no, I'm still learning stuff.
Yeah, so learn something new every day, but that will help as the season goes on. But you maybe not know that if you're watching, so the number means what mode of ERS they're on, so just watch that out carefully, guys are watching in the stream, to see how the guys are managing their ERS. Seems like Zyron, it looks like Rockers is managing his ERS not too bad, still on 94%, so I think he's not getting involved in too much and trying to get involved here, but I think a lot of people are staying on the 2s and 3s right now, so keeping it clean. And oh, we've got contact from Razorless and Cheetah.
That's Cheetah and Joggler.
Oh my God.
That's not Joggler. So I think Joggler got away unscathed. I think Joggler pushing Rockers wide. What happened with Cheetah there? I completely missed that.
Yeah, I think I didn't really see what happened, but I think I managed to course it. But we will look at it closely towards the end of the race, of course. But yes, I think he just hit a few cars, and that's just forced Risers up in back where he is, back into 7th. So great stuff. I said he would capitalise, and he does. Clone Troop up into 6th.
Cheetah's got damage though.
Who's got damage?
Cheetah from where he spun,
Yes.
his front right.
Looks like, yeah, he has got damage. Like the looks of things.
There's a train. Oh wow, look at that. Behind Ninja, there is a massive train.
Oh my God. Oh, there was another
more
carnage
contact.
from
Cheetah can't make that
Cheetah.
corner.
He can't make
He
it.
can't make the corners. He's staying out.
He is staying out.
Cheetah buddy, you've got damage. Pit.
Well, maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he thinks he's got minor damage. I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's all right. But I think if you're watching the stream, mate, I
Well,
suggest
it's clearly
you pit.
enough to not. It's clearly enough damage so he can't make turn 15, which is basically a
weaving.
90-degree left.
He is weaving. He is struggling.
Oh, Rockers! Rockers has gone slightly wide as well. He's got a 5-second stop go for corner cutting there. He went completely off the track coming out of turn 4.
Oh, it is quite difficult in these conditions. I can tell that these guys, most of these guys haven't practiced in the wet, so that has probably played dividends. We can tell who has practiced and who has not. Clone Troop has definitely practiced, as he's already gained a position there as well. I did predict he was going to do well, clawing his way up the field, gained 7, and so is Ninja as well. So them not doing it too bad. We definitely still got a train going for 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th. Oh my God, this is going to be absolutely insane. As Velocity is going to try and make a move on Cheetah. Don't know why Cheetah's still out. He's got to be careful. Oh, there's almost a bit of contact. He is struggling in these conditions. That's allowed Velocity to go up his way up the field now. But we got Snakes and Cheetah trying to close in at the moment. Going into this corner, hairpin there.
We can see it all happen on board with K. If you go on board with K, we can see the whole thing.
Okay, let's go on board with him. Yes, we can. We can see the train happening right here as Snakes is already on the back of Cheetah already. As
Oh, they're all pit.
apart from K. Apart from K and...
Oh, they've all pit. Oh my word. All up the front. Chicane comes out of the pit. They've all pitted, I think.
Strategy?
He's on softs. I guess so.
Softs?
Chicane's on softs.
Could the thing dry up or something? I don't know. But
Well,
what
K
the
and
hell?
Emerald are still on inters, but I think they've not pitted yet. I don't think. Grizzlies is on softs. Yeah, K and Emerald are the only ones who haven't pitted, and
It
they're on
stopped
the
raining.
I
It
think
has
it's
stopped
dry.
Yeah, it is dry. It stopped
Yeah.
raining. That's what they've been doing, and
That's going to change the race then.
that's going to change strategy as well. So maybe the one stop may not work out. Maybe they might have to do a 2 stop. But that is where the super softs and the softs will come into play. Not too good for the ultra softs yet. So if we see people on the ultra softs, what will they be doing? But I don't think K is struggling on the inters still at the moment. It looks like he's doing okay. So maybe he...
Yeah, I mean the track's completely dry now, so he'll probably come in now.
Yeah.
If he's smart enough, because Emerald, ooh, Emerald almost lost it there. Emerald's all over the back again. I think that no, never mind. That's just him lagging slightly. K is under threat by Emerald. They both might pit. I'm not sure.
I think they might. I'll be surprised if they haven't. But everyone else has pitted then. Which is
yeah, they're
K
both
is
pitting.
pitted and so is Emerald. So we'll see what type of tyres they go on at the moment. But interesting strategy. A few. It's not all the same tyres. A few people are going. I think if we're seeing people on the softs, maybe they'll be going on less stops than people on the super softs. But we'll have to wait and see and gain some more pace. As I think Emerald's on the supers and I think K's on the supers as well. So that is interesting. But we've got a battle with Ryan and Clone Troop then. Clone Troop is going to... and Risers as well, sorry. Not Clone Troop, my bad. Trying to get my hand around these cars is quite difficult. But anyway, Zyron and Ryzer's battling it there, and Ryzer's trying to defend for his life, and he's doing that very well. But Zyron already gaining some speed already with these tyres there, and managing it quite well. But they have pitted roughly at the same time, so but Dustin's got a time penalty there, not the best. As Zyron is choosing to use the high
Rockers is out. He's crashed out.
Oh, I missed that there.
I think he tried to make he tried to make turn 4. No, not turn 4. Sorry, turn 5. Didn't quite make it, and that's probably him out. He probably he spun a bit there, but that's him out. That's the second retirement.
Oh, and yep, he's left the session. But yeah, Ryan is using the fourth highest second highest ERS of this to try and use it to overtake him, but he's using a bit more less harvesting than the other one. He's on 41% right now, so maybe you'll have to.
What I'm noticing is a lot of the drivers, when they go for the overtake, is Ryan on the inside of turn 1.
Tricky move to make that corner.
Yeah, quite a dangerous place as well. But Riz is able to hold him off. What I was going to say is what I'm noticing is a lot of drivers are switching into overtake way too quickly.
Yes.
Like they're going in like gear 3, they're going straight into the overtake, which is quite a bad thing because you use way too much ERS too quickly.
A lot of people on forwards.
Yeah, overtake is something for top speed. So if you're wanting acceleration, high and hot lap. But if you're on top speed, that's where the overtake bit comes in. It's the top speed, so it just boosts that high end. So switching it into overtake too quickly can sort of damage it because you'll get the top speed, but you'll get it slower.
Yes.
Still, Ryan's sort of slipping away from Rizzers now.
But he had to drop down the ERS a little bit because he was going down on like 15%. So if he stayed on the ERS mode that he was on, he is lagging ever so slightly though. So
yeah,
something wrong with the internet.
Behind Ninjas. Who's going to make the move? He's actually take that very weirdly. I've not seen anyone take that corner like that before. K was right behind Ninja, then sort of backed off a bit. That was very weird.
That was
See Ninja's behind Cheetah as well.
We could possibly see a train form up here. They're on a similar set of tyres, so and pitted roughly at the same time. So even playing field, but it is all about the ERS here. There's not many people down the bottom have used much their ERS, so maybe they can play it to their advantage now as soon as they get through the top speed. Now the ERS is now enabled then because it's now dry obviously, so maybe they can use it to their advantage to gain. DRS is enabled when they're in 1 second of the car behind, which they are. Which Ninja's going to try. Oh, he's gaining good speed on the corner there from Cheetah there. Easy slipstream, I think. Coffee, 3-second time penalty. Some drivers not keeping it clean. Oh, and Cheetah's struggling again. Cheetah is struggling. That allowed Ninja to make the move easy done there. Almost made the switchback done. Yes, he's got the switchback done. He's up into 8th. Velocity is in P7 at the moment. Yes, he is. But we've still got Cheetah, Ninja and K also battling as well. So we've got a free train going into the tricky straight here. And we will see how well they do going into the DRS zone coming up. When will they use that top ERS mode? They got to use it in when they get to top speed. Not quite yet though. They seem to be managing it all right at this stage. So looking good. If you're on low ERS mode, it does recharge your battery up a little bit. So that is good to see. As Cheetah seems to be dropping off, which is allowing Ninja to close in going into the final corner. Cheetah's got to defend for his life going into turn 1 coming up, as Ninja seems to be doing good as well. K has dropped off a little bit, but we've got Ninja all over the back of Cheetah going into turn 1. He's not making the move done there, but he might make the move going into this straight here. He is weaving a bit, Ninja is, but can he make the move done into turn 2? No, he's staying put at the moment, deciding to conserve his energy at this stage. But already Cheetah is defending quite nicely here, but I think he's taking it
Cheetah playing a very good... Yeah, I was going to... Oh, Ninja on the outside. Is he going to be pushed wide? He's still there, Cheetah. Watch out. They are side by side coming out of turn 8. Unbelievable. I've not seen that before. Coming into turn 9 and 10 now. It's going to be quite close.
It's going to be...
Ninja still there. Looks like he's got the move done. Cheetah being pushed slightly wide and... Oh,
Ninja,
no.
Ninja's lost it. Ninja's lost it on Cheetah again. I just caught that he go through the side there. And I think Emerald's not that... Oh, my God. What just happened with Emerald? He's had a massive lag spike. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's been lagging all over, which is quite unfortunate. But Dustin, he's DNF'd. I'm not sure what happened with him, but... I think he just took the corner wrong and spun. Emerald still lagging about. Cheetah trying to catch back up to Ninja, not being able to do it so far. Velocity a second behind Juggler. Can he close that gap? We'll watch that throughout the race. Rizzler sort of dropping off from Chicane. Chicane maintaining this very well. He's still in the lead. He might take the victory here. I'm not sure. Ninja, Cheetah and Emerald all into the pits.
Yeah, but even though they might say they're in the race, it is not over until the last few laps, so don't count their chickens yet. Chicane may be in the lead now, but he can't afford to become too complacent. He's got to manage his tyres. As we've seen people ball it from the lead before because their tyres were either too hot or too cold. So, but he seems to be managing all right at the moment, keeping his ERS levels to good use as he's on no ERS.
Velocity.
Oh, Velocity's trying to make the move.
Velocity's to cut you off there. Velocity, he's gaining time on Joggler. He's just over half a second from him. He's made... Oh, okay. That was very weird. He lagged out a bit there.
The two Renaults both lagging, and Emerald is dropped position massively. Emerald is down into Group 13. So he is quite suffering, but I strongly suggest if you are racing in league racing on console, you do a wire connection. That makes so much difference.
Yeah, get a cable.
Yeah, or
get an Ethernet cable and run it into the internet.
Or if your router is too far from your bedroom, get a power extender like what I've got. It has made a lot of difference.
Well, I know you can get Ethernet cables. They can go up to like 50 meters. So, like, if you wanted to, you could run it. You could run. I mean, my internet's like literally next to my room, so I could probably just get a 20-meter Ethernet cable, plug it in the back.
Yeah, so, yeah, I suggest if you are racing, if you haven't invested in any Ethernet cables yet, get one. Power extender's actually not too much, actually, so it'll be a good investment. But anyway, back to some racing then, as I think the gaps are starting to increase, but I think we're going to watch Velocity as he tries to close in onto Juggler. That's the closest battle we're seeing on track at the moment. Juggler seems to be doing well on pace. I'm actually going to get a lap time as well to see. Juggler's gained about 44,000 of a second on that lap. So maybe if Velocity needs to gain about a tenth of a second a lap, possibly try and catch up to him. But looks like he's not at the moment. I think we could see a lot of people go onto a two-stop strategy here. As I think we've seen a lot of people on the Super Softs maybe starting to struggle in the next few laps or so. So I don't think the Super Softs can last that long, but I think the people on the softs are playing the long game. They want to make it through to the end, but they can't afford some punches there. As I think Chicane's tyres is getting a bit too hot or too cold. He's a bit weaving a little bit, but maybe he'll need to start conserving his tyres a bit more. But Ryder's up into second. He's gained some time as well, and Zyron is not doing too bad either. So the top four keeping it together, keeping it cleanly. Different strategies can play dividends here, but not enough gaps at the moment to see some battles at the moment, but hopefully we may see some battles going towards the later stages of the race.
Yeah, Rizzler's only 2.8 behind Chicane. He was like 5 seconds I think, so he's making time on Chicane. I know that both of them have quite low ERS, and management wise they've not done that to a T, but I think Rizzlers will slowly catch up to Chicane over the course of the race. Yeah, I think they're both on similar... Yeah, they've both pushed their softs 7 laps now, so they're on the exact same strategy, I think.
Yes, maybe Chicane knew about what Rizzler's strategy in the classic race, and maybe he kept his eye on him a little bit to make sure he gained some time. But we could see people pitting in the next few laps or so to see if they can use their strategy to perfection. But still quite overcast, but It is quite sunny at the moment, so still on soft and super soft tyres. Not on the ultras yet though. I don't think it's the weather for ultra softs this race, unless, oh, and I think Clone Troop was struggling a little bit there. He was weaving a bit, but he got it a bit under control. But we are keeping an eye on the super soft runners, because they are starting to I see some of them starting to struggle, especially going through turn 3 and turn 4. So keeping our close eye to see if they...
Snakes, the Williams driver, he's up by 11 positions. He's on supers.
Whoa.
But he's able to... Oh, and we're gone. I think
He's lagged.
he has hit a wall and crashed out. Yeah, he lagged into a wall. But Snake, unlucky for him, but Snakes, he's up by 11 positions, I want to say. Yeah. He's on the super softs. He's pushed it 8 laps. So he's on a similar strategy to the softs. He might be able to push it a little bit longer. I'm possibly going to say give it another 3-4 laps before they start to drop off. But maybe he's got this top 5 in the bag. Maybe he can push it a little bit more if he plays his strategy right.
Yes, very, very important, especially around here when it gets hot. But in the game, obviously, it is summer where they are, so it will start to, the track temperature will go up just a tiny bit once the weather starts to dry up. As we're already halfway through this race, then it is all to play for. But Chicane is definitely controlling the race, but we've got Rizzler's catching up like a hawk at the moment, so maybe, because maybe strategy could play dividends. We'll see who will pit first, or will they stay until the end? I don't know if they will, but they will probably stay out a bit longer than the super soft runners. But looks like Rizzler's lap time there was pretty good indeed. So I don't know why he didn't do it in the qualifying, but he seems to be all up and at it during the race. So he's definitely where he needs to be to make sure he gains some valuable points. But the super soft runners are still running, and Snake's time penalty. Tut. Not looking best. We don't want races to be decided on penalties, but this might be the case for Snakes if he doesn't learn to track limit, if that's okay. We will be keeping an eye on the track limits as we do, but I'm just seeing what other battles have we got. We got Ninja. I think we got Ninja.
Ninja had a bit of an accident. He went a bit wide and hit the wall. He's still in. His car looks alright, but he had to basically give up a position, as it were, to Cheetah. Toro Rosso, Ninja sort of, I think, scathed the wall just a bit on the left and has sort of hit the grass just to ditch it. But he's gone wide, very wide there again. But Cheetah is sort of pushed away now.
He is pushed.
Meanwhile, Rizzler's, oh my word, Rizzler's has managed to catch up exponentially to Chicane. Velocity and jog. Oh no, that's a glitch. Never mind. Chicane might have to start thinking about defense and defending strategies. Rizzler's has made massive time on Chicane.
He's gaining about a second a lap by the looks of things, which oh no, not a second. I was over exaggerating. 5/10 per second. That's it. He's gaining about half a second a lap, so already he's closing in. But we can see Chicane possibly in these moments may start to struggle here with the pressure, and seeing if Rizzlers can make the move. But he is comfortable in second at the moment because Zyland's already in third. But we got Toro Rosso. Oh no, I think Toro Rosso is being lapped. My bad. It's not two teammates fighting against each other. It's a lapped car, so that's all right. But in the other Sauber then, Clone Troop in fourth. Snakes, I don't know how much penalties he is on, so we got to watch out carefully for him.
Let's have a look.
But
I don't know.
Oh, you're eating chip or crisp or something. But hey.
Oh, sorry. I picked up. I apologise.
Never mind. Usually when I say the commentate, I sometimes eat. But hey ho. Anyway, but Velocity is in sixth. But we got K catching up on Joggler then. All nicely done. He might make the move going into turn 4. I don't know how much seconds he's gained. on that sector, but we will follow him and see how much he has gained. He's on the super softs and jogglers on the soft, so and he's on newer tyres than joggler, so that could play.
Rizzlers.
410.
Rizzlers is right on the back of chicane.
Let's go.
That is a massive improvement.
I'm sorry. Let's
could
go.
Could we see a change in the lead?
We could do. DRS is now enabled on Rizzlers. Chicane won't have the DRS. Is Rizzlers going to make the move going into turn 1? Rizzlers. Oh, I thought he was going to make the move there, but he didn't. Shame. But
he looked to make it.
He looked to
he
make.
Had a gander.
But he didn't gamble, which was good. He decided there wasn't a space. Chicane defending quite nicely actually, and that allowed him to keep the position, and that is very important in Australia. Try to defend as much as you can. Know where the guy in behind you usual lines have taken, because that is key. If you know what the drivers are doing as far as line, then you know what to do when you try and defend, and that is what Chicane is doing quite nicely. His Ninja's got another time penalty. Not the best of races for him.
There's a lot of trust in another driver around Australia. You like coming up now, this corner here, you got to trust that the driver behind you doesn't make a move. As Chicane picks up a 3-second time penalty. But Rizzlers has to, but yeah, that little section there, you got to hope that a driver doesn't make a move, because it's a stupid move if they do, and both of you get spun out. But Rizzler's still behind Chicane.
Oh, and Ninja's retired.
I think, yeah, he DNF'd. Unfortunate for him. I think he only pushed those super sauce for 1 lap, so he went in and spun out. But Rizzler's right behind Chicane now. He has that DRS. He has a little bit, an inch more.
Oh, he's going to make a move.
DRS.
He's going to make a move.
Chicane, he's on the outside. Chicane went for an early defence. Round the outside. Chicane had to cut it quite deep. That was very close there. Can Chicane, has he got enough in him to go for a switchback? He's used up all of his ERS, so he's in basically recovery mode. It doesn't look like Chicane has got anything to give Rizzlers. So now Rizzlers is now in the lead after 19 laps. Oh, he's made a mistake. He's hit the wall, but that's still not enough for Chicane to take back that lead.
No, it's not. A little bit of a mistake from Rizzlers, but he seems to recover it quite nicely. But due to the fact Chicane was using too much ERS, that costed him, as he's no longer in ERS mode at the moment. He's on 0, so Rizzler's definitely an advantage here. Let's see what ERS he's running on. He's at comfortable 2, but he is running out, so he's got to be in recovery mode soon as well. But Clone Troop, I think Clone Troop is up into P3. I don't know what happened with him and Zyron, but Zyron must be making a mistake there. But
Zyron pit. He went on to super softs.
Alright, oh, and we've got Chicane taking the lead again. Sorry, we got Chicane taking the lead. So he.
Oh, what a move!
Yeah, he has. That was quite nicely done from Chicane actually. But I think some drivers do use line and some people don't.
Oh, he's
Chicane's pit him. And Rizzlers is
Rizzlers
struggling.
stays out.
He's struggling. He is weaving. He is. I think he's seen Chicane pit, and I think he's probably realised he's made a bit of a mistake there. So.
Now, if Chicane is smart,
he is smart.
If he's smart, he'll stay out on a low ERS setting, because he knows that Rizzlers is on the same strategy, so he knows he'll have to pit. He doesn't know that he's on a lower, he's on a different.
Ooh, 5 seconds.
He's got a 5-second stop. Go. Oh dear.
Oh,
never mind. Ignore what I just said.
Oh,
but Rizzlers is going to pit, and I know this because he's on hot lap mode. He's trying to push everything he's got so he can get back to the pit quicker. Boson moving out the way for Rizzlers there. Nice move there.
I can see a lot of weaving from Rizzlers. He is definitely making a bit of a mistake there, but he's about 16 seconds between him and Clone Troop. And don't forget, Chicane has got a 5-second penalty. If Rizzlers has a goal penalty, if Chicane is right behind him, he doesn't need to battle him as much, because even if he takes the lead, Riders will still win. So, but we won't know until we find out about penalties. But yeah, he's gone into the pits. Clone Troop, let's see what he does. Let's see if he goes into the pits right now. But he seems to be managing all right with the tyres. But
Rizzlers with a 5-second stop goal as well.
I think we had a commentator's curse again.
It happens all the time.
Speeding in a pit lane, they Because I think a few people use pit assist, but pit assist is turned off, so maybe they're not used to having pit assist off, so maybe that's what's caused it.
It's a skill in its own right, trying to power into the pits and just get it under the limit. It is very easy to learn, very difficult to master. You know, you got to basically pelt it and then brake just at the right time before you get into the pits. Otherwise you get that 5-second stop go. Clone Troop into the lead after 15 laps. Excuse me. There's 8 laps left. Could he maybe push those to the end? I'm not sure. His tyres look okay. His tyres look okay. I'm not gonna lie. They look like, but chicane behind. He's not pitted. He's not got that 5 second. He might pit soon. He has to pit soon.
Yeah, I can't imagine them staying on the soft tyres for a long time. I did say 2 stops in these types of conditions, but I think I was probably right here. But another person that's been on the tyres for quite long is Juggler in P5, and so is Higginbotham as well. Let's see how he's doing. But Juggler, 3-second time penalty. He did corner cut slightly, but I think someone that's right behind him is Snakes. Snakes is on fresher tyres, but Juggler seems to be struggling on those softs, so you'll probably have to pit soon. I reckon. I won't be surprised if he does. Juggler trying to do some defending, with Snakes deciding to not use the ERS too much yet. He's on ERS mode 2 at the moment. Maybe he'll try and crease it going into turn 1. Let's see what he does with his management. As Juggler defends quite well actually going into turn 1, but I think Clone Troop and Chicane 1.5 on Clone Troop is deciding to stay out. But let's concentrate.
Snakes on the outside going into turn 3, so to cut you off there. Going back to that battle. Snakes still there. Watch out. Juggler, he's still there. The Williams driver having to back down a bit, but he's clearly faster on those super softs, which are much earlier and stick it anyway, because they are a Higgs boson then retiring though. I don't know what happened there, but Chicane is a lot faster than Juggler. Juggler, he's holding Snakes up a bit. He's going to have to move out the way in a bit, but Chicane on neck and neck. The 2 Sauber drivers. Chicane making a brilliant move into turn, what I believe is 13. Coming out of 14 now. Coming into 15 now. Chicane maintains that lead again. Rizzler's behind Clone Troop.
Three-way battle for the lead.
Juggler and Snakes neck and neck. It is all happening right now, nearing the end of the race. Juggler being taken by Snakes. His tyres are dead, it looks like. Snakes getting a brilliant move done. Rizzler's behind Clone Troop behind Chicane, and Chicane back into the lead.
What an intense final few laps, and Chicane may not have this easy. He knows what Clone Troop's driving styles. He knows he'll have to push as much as possible. He may think that he may assume he may not be pitting, but if Clone Troop doesn't pit, then what a good strategy from him. But he is dropping a lot of time.
Of course, Chicane has to pit. Remember Chicane has to pit because he has a 5-second stop go.
Oh yes.
Oh, what happened there?
And so is Rizzler.
Clone Troop.
Rizzler's got time.
Clone Troop just massively. I don't know what happened there. Clone Troop just stuck on the brakes way too early.
If I was Clone
Troop, neck and neck coming in out of turn 10 into turn 11 and 12. Sorry to cut you off there, but the Clone Troop going completely wide. He's had to ditch it into the grass. Sorry to cut you off there.
That's fine. If I was Clone Troop right now, would he know about Rizzler's and Chicane's stop go? Because if he does, then he could pit now and possibly not be affected.
I don't think Jeff, if he's watching the stream, he'll know. But if he's not, Jeff doesn't tell you, which is a bit annoying.
He just says time penalty. It doesn't say stop go.
Yeah, it just says, he doesn't say stop go. No. He just don't worry about the car behind. He has a time penalty. That's all he says. But Chicane back into the lead. He will have to pit soon.
Velocity's gone.
Velocity.
Oh, I don't know what happened there.
I wonder what happened there.
We will find out. We will find out from him messing at the end of this race. But already,
we can see yellows. Oh, I know what's happened. Okay, he's coming out of turn 12. And he's hit the wall and he spun. I've just seen the car on board with Cheer as he went past. He hit the wall and he spun. Juggler going on to fresh super softs with just 5 laps to go. That's velocity gone then. Clone Troop, 18 laps. He's pushed those softs.
Whoa.
He'll probably take them to the end.
By the looks of things, he will. He can't afford to lose positions. I think Zyron is right behind him, so I think if he was pitting, he should have pitted a few laps ago to gain position, but looks like he is staying out at the moment. But Rizzles, I think, is going the fastest lap. He is going to gain on chicane, but I wonder what happens if they don't take their time penalties. Will they just get added towards the end of the race, or will they...
They either get disqualified or it gets added at the end of the race. If they don't serve it, then I think they get disqualified.
Yes, so I think they have to serve it before the end of the race, I think. So
yeah,
we will watch out to see what happens. But Clone Troop, he doesn't seem to be struggling at all. He is managing his tyres to perfection by the looks of things. He's not weaving or anything. The thing is, he has a lot of ELS to spare as well. If he wanted to, he could push. He could push very quickly, in fact. But to be fair, he has to start pushing anyway because Zyron is right behind him. Yeah, he's on much newer. You know, I say new, they're 7 laps old, but he's on much fresher super softs than Clone Troop's 19 lap softs. That's quite a bit of a gap, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, Zyron already gained some pace right now as he's going to try and make the move done, but Rizzles, I think, has lost a bit of time from chicane, but we will see when they pit. But almost a bit of a mistake from Zyron there, but he got it together, and if we go through the straight here, Zyron has bumped the ERS mode up. Clone Troop has decided to keep it on 2 at the moment, but they got to be careful they don't use it too much, because I think Clone Troop is saving the ERS when he needs it, which is very crucial, I think, regarding this, as Clone Troop is still on 84%, so, and he's on 0 mode, so he can afford to gain the mode as much as possible when Zyron tries to make the move, as Zyron's on mode 3, he's got the DRS enabled, going into the start-finish straight here. He possibly could try and make a move, he possibly could not. Clone Troop knows where his line is. Very nicely done as he tries to defend into turn 1. Nicely done from him. As Riz is now 2.5, as we've got, I think, we've got, no, it's just a glitch. That's annoying. But anyway, Rislers and...
What, Coffee and Juggler? No, they went at it. The move was done. But Zyron being pushed Clone Troop out of the way as Clone Troop hit the wall. I'm not sure what happened there. Come on, race a bit cleaner. I know it could be a bit rough, but that was a little bit on the dirty side.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see that all the time. But Zyron up into 3rd, Clone Troop pushed down into 4th. That was a bit iffy, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see what happened there 100%, but I'm not taking sides. But I'm just saying what I saw.
I did get it in the stream, so we will be looking at that at the end if they do submit reports.
I'm just reporting on what I saw, but that was a little bit iffy. I'm not gonna lie, it's a grey area. But meanwhile, chicane back into the lead. Rizzlers, in 2nd, 2.5 seconds behind. Zyron up into 3rd after that controversial move. Clone Troop, 20 laps he's pitting.
So,
why?
Why is he pitting now? I don't know. It looks like I think so that bottle he has going through there, he's decided to call it quits. But
he might have a wing change.
Yeah. Let's just follow him to see what damage he has got.
Yeah, he's changing his front wing.
Yeah, he's changing. But that means because chicane and Rizzles haven't pitted yet, Zyron could win this Grand Prix. He can win it.
He might.
He
might.
He could. That's why I said he could. Not my...
if they're thinking... he could. There's a possibility. But if chicane thinks... And Rizzlers, because I think they're both on stop goes. If they start thinking about doing a Schumacher, forget it. Because the game disqualifies you if you go into the pits on the last lap.
Oh, chicane! Another 3-second time penalty!
That's not good at all.
That is not good to defend his title at this stage. 5 seconds to go, plus a 3-second. Higgs, oh, that he just left the session. So we've already got a lot of retirees at this Grand Prix. So we've already lost 9. So if you're still in the race now, you'll be getting points. So Ones at the bottom, I think, can afford to take it a bit too easy going into these last few laps, as chicane is about on lap. I thought it was the last lap then, but it was lap 28.
No, penultimate.
Penultimate.
Clone Troop on fresh Ultra Softs. He might grab the fastest lap here, so at least he has something to fight for there. Just have something on his on the record for him here on the first round. Rizzler's half a second behind chicane. He's managed to catch up on those Ultra Softs. They're a lap younger as well, so chicane will have to start thinking about defending. Of course, this is also disregarding penalties, where if you put that into consideration, this could completely change the race. He's a 10th behind him, chicane having to play the defensive move into turn 11, 10.
It is quite hard
might
to
have him-
track the turn numbers.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Yeah, you get. I have a track map up, so I quickly referenced that. But he having into that the new third DRS zone. Wizards might have chicane here.
Oh,
Going on the outside into turn 13.
a bit of wheel
Being
banging.
pushed
No!
out of the race.
Oh!
Contact. That is chicane out of this race.
What has happened there? That was intense. But Rizzers
I'm
has
not
got a
gonna lie.
pit. Rizzers has got a pit.
That was very. Yeah, he has no front wing, but that was very.
Oh, he's
50,
still
50,
out.
but
He's still out. That means he could get
he has
disqualified.
no front wing.
He could get disqualified. Or it might
yeah,
get added.
he might.
I don't
I'm not
know.
Sure. It might just be added. Might just add the time.
I think he could just take the win. It depends how much penalties he's got. He could just take the win.
That was very 50-50. On one side, you could say chicane pushed Rizzlers wide onto the grass, and then on the other side, you could say Rizzlers didn't back down. He knew that chicane was there. He knew he wasn't going to give the position back. So, very 50-50. He's trying to. He's trying to maintain those corners. I don't think he's going to have to give Zyron the corner. But shock horror, Snakes is in third.
Oh, what is happening?
Come on, no, how? Where did he start?
I don't know.
He started up by 13 positions. Holy hell!
Let me just check. Oh my God, Snakes is doing not
Snakes
too bad. Very good, and Zyron's up 4. Rise is staying where he is.
Zyron's in the lead now. Zyron's in the lead.
But I think due to the 5-second stop go, I think Snakes could get second. It might be a glitch with the game. But we shall see. But as Zyron is going through the last few corners there, I don't think he'll be expecting the win. He was playing it safe a few times. He did struggle a little bit, but he knows the.
But he managed to do it.
He managed to do it.
He just kept his head down and he did it. Yeah.
And he didn't give up. That's the most important thing. Is he crosses the line and he goes on to win the first race here in Australia.
Snakes
Snakes
is taken on the last corner into second position. Oh no, because of the time penalties, Rizzler's won. Oh, never mind.
Oh, so it hasn't added
Rizzler's on time penalties.
So it hasn't added a 5-second stop go. That's odd.
That's weird.
That happened on F1 2017 as well. But we will look into it. We will look into
that.
Yep, after the race. And Clone Troop has got the fastest lap of the race so far. Can anyone beat the fastest lap? It doesn't look like nobody can, so he'll take that prize. But Cheetah and Kay are going to battle it in going to the final corner. But I think Cheetah has stayed where he is, and he's in P5. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, yeah, Cheetah's time penalties. Kay's in P5 now. Cheetah in P6. And looks like the order's going to stay as it is, I think. Coffee is slowing down ever so slightly. Yeah, he is. So, yeah, looks like the order is staying where it is. But, wow, that was absolutely crazy. Again, I don't know why it didn't add the stop go penalties. But I think that's why they didn't pit, because they knew that they possibly wouldn't be added to the race. But this is something we will be looking to. But what...
yeah, but... So, okay, so provisionally... to be fair, I'd say that was I'd say that was a good race. But provisionally, for now, until everything is 100% confirmed, and that we'll have to look into that 5-second. Your top 10, if it loads. Oh, we have to do. Okay, there's the podium. But your top 10 are. Your top 10 are.
No, it's podium.
There we go. Rizzler, yeah. Yeah, Rizzler's in first. Yeah, so that 5 second, I guess it did get out. I'm not sure. But Rizzler's one, followed by Zoran in second, Snakes in third, Clone Troop in fourth, K in fifth, Cheetah in sixth, Coffee in seventh, Juggler in eighth, Chicane in ninth after having a DNF, and Velocity in 10th. The DNFs go from, I think, yeah,
Chicane.
9th all the way down to 16th. Yeah. So your DNFs are Chicane Velocity, Postal Ninja, Emerald, Dustin Rockers, and Cheesy Train. They did not finish this race. I don't think even Cheesy Train set a lap on lap 1, which is unfortunate to see. But that was a chaotic start to this season.
And it just goes to show, don't become too complacent and treat every lap as if it's your last lap, because otherwise you have incidents like that. So that was that very interesting race. Who is your driver of the day? Put in the chat as well. We will say our drivers of the day in the here. To be honest, a lot of contenders.
I'm going to say Snakes.
I agree with
I'm going
that.
to say Snakes because he started 13 positions from where he started, from where he finished 13 positions up, which I know there's
started last.
Yeah,
he started last.
He started. Oh wow. Okay. Oh yeah, because I don't think he set a lap. But that was unbelievable to go from last all the way up to third.
Oh my god, that was...
But
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, my driver today's got to go to Snakes as well. And Zyron doing not too bad as well. But again, I think the winner won't be... It's not finally decided yet, because we've got to take the penalties into account. But that is it for the first round of the Australian Grand Prix. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to... give us a cheeky follow, and I think we got 6 people still watching, so that is good to see. But make sure you join us next week for the Bahrain. Yeah, it is Bahrain. Yeah, it is for the Bahrain Grand Prix. But I think they'll be practicing for the drive, so I think it'll be a bit easier for most of these guys. There is some tricky corners, like we said, in Bahrain. We'll have to wait and see. But until now, we will see you soon next week. Goodbye.